how many verb tenses are there in English? We're going to find the answer to that question together. And secondly, what are the forms of all of those verb tenses? Verb tense always includes two things. The first one is time, and the second one is aspect. So in English verb tenses, we have 3 time periods. What are they? Yeah, that's right. They are the present. Secondly, the past. And we have the future. In terms of aspect, we have 4 different aspects in English. The first one is called simple. Simple. The second one is progressive or continuous. The third one is perfect. And the fourth one is a combination of those 2. We have the perfect, progressive. So we've got these 3 times 4 aspects. That gives us how many verb tenses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. So we've got 12 verb tenses in English. In today's video, we're going to go through all of the forms, how to construct them grammatically. So let's take a look at the first one. The first verb tense is simple present. So we know how that goes, right? Now, when I'm giving you my examples, we're going to keep 2 things the same. Number 1 is the subject. We're going to use I. And number 2, the verb, we're going to keep the same. And we're going to choose a verb that you guys love, study. All right? So I study. This is the simple present. So I study, we have subject, verb. The verb will change according to the subject. So if you have he or she or it, he studies, she studies. Right? All right, number 2. Secondly, we have the simple past. So I study. D with an ed. So some verbs take an ed. Some verbs are irregular. The verb study takes an ed. So I studied sometime in the past. It's a completed action. Number 3. The next one is simple future. I will study. So in this verb tense, we're using the subject plus will, then the base form of the verb. I will study. I don't want to study right now. I will study later at a time in the future. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So in the next one, we have progressive. So number 4, I am studying. Right now, at the time of speaking, I am studying. So in this case here, we're going to change the verb to be depending on what the subject is. So I am studying, he is studying. Hey, what are you doing? She is studying. Okay? So we're going to change this to is or are. They are studying according to the subject. Then use verb ing. Number 5. Also a progressive tense. Past. So I was studying when you called me. So in this case here, we're going to change the verb to be to the past according to the subject. So I was studying, they were studying, and then we're going to use verb ing. All right, next one, number 6. Number 6 is the future progressive. So I will be studying. So next week, we've got a lot of tests. What am I going to be doing this weekend? I will be studying a lot. So here, we're going to use will as the helping verb, be plus verb ing. So with the perfect tense, let's go for number 7. We have first the present perfect. So I have studied. So in this case here, I plus have or has if you're using he or she. Now this study is the past participle. It's not just an ed ending. So it's really important to know what your past participle verbs are. Okay, so I have studied in the past or recently or repeated times in the past. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is the past perfect. So I had plus past participle, studied. So the only difference here is we're using had in the past form. So I had studied for 4 years before I went abroad. Okay, so we're always using the past perfect for 2 things that happened in the past. And we'll talk about that in another video. All right, number 9. So number 9 is the future perfect. So in this case here, we're going to say, I will have studied. So here we have subject plus the verb will, that's the helping verb, have, and the past participle. I will have studied for a long time by the time I graduate in the future. All right, let's take a look at the final 3. So for number 10, we have the present perfect progressive. So I have been studying for 4 hours and now I'm really tired. So in this case here, I have is the helping verb, been is the past participle, and verb ing. So you can really see how we're using past participle and we're using the verb ing to combine those 2 forms together. Now, again, if you need to change for subject, you can change, like he has been studying, they have been studying. Okay, number 11, we have the past perfect progressive. So I, can you help me out? Had been studying for a few hours when he got back home. So in this case here, the only thing I'm changing is had, okay, to the past. So I plus had plus been plus verb ing. And finally, number 12, the last one on the list, is the future perfect progressive. So this is a long one, I will have been studying for a long time by the time I graduate. Okay, so in this case here, again, this helping verb or the auxiliary verb will isn't changing at all. It doesn't matter if it's he, she, they, it doesn't matter. I will have been plus verb ing. All right, so that wraps up our lesson for today. I hope that is really, really helpful for you because now you know there are 12 verb tenses in English and you can see the forms. So just to review, let's take a look. These 3 examples here, what verb tense are those? What aspect are those? Okay, so in this case here, you know, these are all simple. Okay, these next 3 here, these ones are all in the progressive or the continuous. The next 3 are all perfect. And finally, at the very end, from 10 to 12, we have a combination of the progressive and the perfect. So we call this the perfect progressive. All right, my friends, I hope that helps you a lot. I hope you're clear. Enjoy English grammar and enjoy studying. All right, we'll see you later.